From struggle comes purpose. I am talking today with James Anderson. James, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm really good. I'm really excited to talk with you. I watched your YouTube video, a little bit about your story. So share with us, give us like the Reader's Digest version of your story, a little bit of a short version, how you started off struggling, obviously, and then now have found purpose.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So I started using substances when I was like 15. It progressed. Opiates were involved. I used for about 10 years. And when I was 25, almost 26, I decided something had to change.
Right.
I was done living the way that I was living. I went to treatment, and my clean date is October 14th, 2013.
Which is amazing.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. And since then, I've become a successful fitness coach, a motivational speaker, and every year I celebrate my anniversary by doing some extreme event to remind myself of the struggle of active addiction and also show what I've been able to overcome in my life since then.
So you're coming up on 10 years, which is really exciting, a really big milestone for you. What are you doing this year? We're going to talk about what you've done in the past too, but what are you going to do this year for your 10-year anniversary?
Absolutely. So this year I'm running a 100-mile ultra marathon.
It's crazy. Only certain people can do that kind of thing. That's nuts.
It's crazy to me too.
Yeah.
So 100 miles, I figured for 10 years, 100 miles seems suitable.
Wow.
I have 30 hours to finish it.
Okay.
And I will be doing so in order to raise funds for a local nonprofit that deals with recovery services, JADFA House.
Yes, so that's really cool. I know the co-owners of the JADFA House, and I'm really excited that you're going to be raising funds for them. So JADFA is just a dad from Akron. Kenny Lambert, he runs a t-shirt company, but he is starting a sober house along with Christy Watson, and we're just really excited for that coming to Akron. That'll be in Kenmore.
Yep.
And you're going to raise money doing this amazing feat of 100 miles. How do you train for 100 miles?
A lot of miles. So
a lot of miles. So you just run and run and run.
It's a lot of running.
Okay.
I mean, there's a strategy to it, though.
Of course.
I mean, it's a slow build, and then you taper into the event. So over the last couple months, a lot of running, kind of stretching your body, stretching your endurance over time without, trying to do so in a way that you won't get injured.
Right.
And then taper down into the event and cross your fingers.
Do you ever actually run 100 miles before the event? What's the most amount that you're going to have run?
My longest run on Saturday, about 4 weeks out, I'll do 33 miles, and then Sunday I'll do another 18 miles.
Okay. So kind of back to back.
Yeah. So
big chunks.
The second day it's called a recovery run, but really it's to get used to running on really tired legs.
Right. Right. It's crazy to me. I have done a half marathon, and that is literally the most that I will ever run. I've decided running is not for me.
Yeah.
But I just remember even training for that. It was so much work, and so you had to really work up to being able to run that amount. So I can't imagine.
It's a time commitment.
It is.
That's
for
the
sure.
thing. Endurance events are a big time commitment because you got to put in a lot of hours. You got to train for long durations because you're going to be doing a very long duration event. So
since this is a fundraiser, you're raising funds for JADFA House, how can people support you in this?
Yeah, so you can follow my Facebook or my Instagram, Anderson Ambition on Instagram, James Anderson Ambition on Facebook.
Okay.
Next week, we'll be making the announcement. We'll be posting the link. You
Great.
can follow Just a Dad for Akron, or Just a Dad from Akron,
right.
or the JADFA House Facebook page as well. And
everything
will be out next week. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so you're doing this year, and you've done some kind of physical feat for the past 9 years. Tell us some of the other things you've done.
So last year, I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa.
Which is wild.
I also did an Ironman triathlon leading into that. The year before that, I did 8 hours of burpees. My daughter was watching the video with me, and she heard you say that, and she was like, 8 hours? Like he actually did 8 hours of burpees? Really? Yeah, that one was brutal. I literally can't even imagine that. I do like 2 minutes of burpees and I feel like I'm dying. Normally, I would go do something, but that year I was getting married like 2 weeks later, so we were already going on our honeymoon, so I couldn't set up any type of travel.
That's
so I was like,
crazy.
What's the worst possible thing I can do for 8 years?
That's
and I did
so
8 hours of
crazy.
burpees.
All right, what else have you done?
The year prior to that, I did a 50-mile ultra run. The year prior to that, I also climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, but the first time I didn't summit. Yeah,
Right.
I became hypoxic about 5 hours from the summit, and the medical staff pulled the plug and took me back.
And I'm glad they took you back down. My daughter also said, I'm glad he went back down the mountain, Mom. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that you were okay. And how cool that you went back and you did it the second time, and you did make it to the summit the second time, right?
Finish what you started.
Finished it. I love that. That's so great.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool. So if anyone wants to contact you, you also said that you do fitness training.
Yeah.
Are you still actively taking clients? And
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
My website's jamesandersonambition.com.
Okay.
All the info is there. They can reach out. I help people lose weight, get fit, and do it in a sustainable way. That way they can keep it off. I've found that many people don't have a weight loss problem. They have a weight maintenance problem.
Oh, absolutely.
People can lose 10 pounds, but they gain it back.
Right.
So I try to focus on sustainability and education.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely think that's usually the issue. It's like you get stressed and, maybe you stress eat or something like that, rather than, usually it is easy to take off a couple pounds if you want to. But yeah, so that's really great. I love all that you're doing. I love that you are using your story, some negative times in your life, to do something positive now. What would you say to someone who is maybe even still in active addiction, but they know they want to make a change?
I would say that you have to believe that it's possible. I think for the longest time, I was so caught up in trying to do it on my own and, trying every which possible way I could think of at the time, never understanding that, you hear just ask for help, but it never clicked until one time I was done. I went into a 12-step meeting that night. I said, listen, if I don't get clean, I'm gonna die. I know that I am, and I need help.
Right, and I mean, isn't that so true? It's that we all need community, right? But that's what something like the JAVPA House is doing. They're saying, come and be community with us, come here to these meetings, come here and hang out, and get away from people who are in active addiction or being by yourself.
Yeah.
And thinking that you need whatever you're addicted to. So I think that's really amazing that that's part of your story, and then you're going on to support something that is really, really interested in creating community for people coming out of addiction. So that's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. All right, so go ahead and share with us as we're wrapping up how we can find you again. So website, social media that you may have, all of that.
Okay, yeah, so Instagram, Anderson_ambition, Facebook, James Anderson Ambition, website, jamesandersonambition.com.
Awesome. From struggle comes purpose, right?
From struggle comes purpose.
From struggle comes purpose. Thank you guys so much.